Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Manicheans series of Crusader Kings 3 here on our Lord Master channel. The last episode was not that good to me, at least. First, our ruler, father, Iduqutum, Pangtala II, who only ruled just shy of 2 years exactly. So he only ruled for 23 months before he succumbed to illness, as he died from being ill. It's the suddenness of it that really got us. And leaving behind only one child, which I am the current Iduqutum Sati is the name. Which, interestingly enough, she's a military education, martial education, and does recently have an exalted warlord after her studies at the university over in Srinagar. She traveled far from it. Even while she was away, there was a threat of a liberty war, and since she wasn't present, she had to give in to the demands. If she was here, she would be willing to fight all of them on her own, in her own command, either as a strategic commander or even a fighter. Even though she would be a better fighter if she wasn't emaciated from her recent travels, but that will go away with time. In 2 years' time, she'll be alright. But she's very, very vulnerable to disease, so let's just hope that she does not contract an illness in the near future. Otherwise, it'll be the end of the Bogat dynasty, as there's only 2 left. Myself and Mala, who's doing poor as she's of advanced age. Whereas I'm not yet married, and I'm in no rush of having children of my own. My main concern is to expand the realm, but to expand, we need to increase our treasury, because there will come a time where I must repay that loan. And to repay this loan, you've got to have 125. So the ideal to get up to 200 gold. Which is going to take a long while. Even though the easiest way to get more wealth is to confiscate religious land. But it is an unjust move by me. It would make me lose piety and religious vassals, which I don't have any much in the way of religious vassals, but the head of faith opinion, coming from the Archegos, will not respect me. But that'll be for 10 years effect. I'll be getting less piety due to this. But that's for emergencies, okay? So I had no choice but to wait until you accumulate enough money to repay the loan. And after we get done with this whole business, then we will shift our focus to Khotan and into Vamna. We will conquer them. Near death, pneumonia, stress level 2. He was the good decision. And we got rid of the localized corruption here. He was my best physician. He died in my dungeons because he murdered a man. So now, who wants to be the next physician, based on aptitude? You'll do. You know, you're a wise woman. What does that trait have? Let me see that. This is something that traditions amongst the Kashmir people. Traits such as disciple thinker, wise men, humble, especially to give temple construction bonuses for fervent temple builders. Guess that was you that added that. Whereas our culture, you know, we do have dryland dwellers. Died of pneumonia. You were one of the good ones. Guess you're the best around. New target. A small token force that wants to, you know, use that nomadic camp to get to them. Very well. We can do that. Put him here. There's armies here. I'll lead the charge. As soon as the men-at-arms come to bear, regroup, and then we'll destroy them. Not to mention, a tiny bit of war reparation money will get me to my personal physician, Yositara's unceremoniously thrown before me. Her hands and feet clapped in iron. She glares up at me on the ground. Brenda calls for this beastly treatment of my fine physician, that she's been wandering the battlefield after all the major classes of soldiers and bring them in for treatment, even enemy commands. Indeed, her so-called Jongarin is host to all manner of company, and my commander wished for this to stop. I asked Yasdara to deny these claims, but she refuses. I'm a physician, and they are suffering from injury and Uyghur boils the same as anyone. Who am I to discriminate? She has my leave to continue. A wartime physician. A renowned physician, their followers have been wandering about with us, providing high care quality to ill and ailing soldiers. They no doubt want to come for this. We'll get them. That's enough swing. Sway him next. And he's got torchbearers, so it'll take him a short time to get what they want. As the Romans pass by a state of warfare, it becomes apparent there should be a way to specialize the troops for either in defense or in offense. As supreme commander of my army, I'm the one who will gain the insight to such training. There's a drawback for this, however. As long as I perfect the art of offense or defense of my troops, I'm not spending time developing my lifestyle path, thus losing important progress is made there. Given the situation, so perhaps consider. I'm going to need that martial lifestyle. By gain, minus means you lose, so I'll avoid wasting time on such details. Just wait for the men-at-arms to come and then we will attack. There they are. Stop gathering, everyone. It's nothing but levies from here. Okay, I want you to go there. I'll lead the charge directly. You follow me. arrive there in 9 days. You'll be there in 16 days as reinforcements. We got you surrounded. Plus I have faster troop movement speed. And let's make it go faster. Our armies, but even faster army movement speed. I have warhorse grooming for more advantage when commanding own armies. Raids in my borders report recently. Rascals were seen by the witnesses to retreat inside the lands of Yenshipit. The damage is minor, but nevertheless is not to celebrate. Quite the contrary. It's not a little payback. Lost prestige. Look at that. Martial skill, leading own soldiers, never back down, chivalry focus, warhorse grooming. No chance at all. Advantage is me. We captured the man himself. Unimportant courtier, he was the one leading an army here. Nevertheless, you paid 22 gold to me, so every little step closer towards repaying that loan. I'll gain 150 prestige, which is much needed in order to become illustrious in the future. Despite the fact that it's considered a major disease, it is a, nobody died from it. Wait, does anybody even live in Kuntag? Who rules there? You do, but your court's over there. So, yeah, nobody's dying over there. Because all the people live over there in Crow Run. Right. Yeah, we should be back to normal soon. Now what's going on? We've got peasant uprising. Like, do they want independence? No, autonomy. To walk through that thing is to be treated a dreadful symphony of human suffering. Pestilence come to this unassuming hour. The lumpy skin of the disease is bright red and painful to touch. They sweat even in the cold, and I have a look at the leopard in their eyes. Already people call this infection Uyghur boils. At least half of the peasant population has been affected, and it's only a matter of time until it spreads to the nobility. I don't think it's coming here. I'll just say I survived worse. Because it's been confined there. Still a young adult, as I'm 25. While growing up, I discovered some disturbing sexual tastes about myself. These feelings and tastes, summarily shunned by society, are too strong for me to refrain. Even if I know it to be revolting amongst most of my peers and servants, nevertheless, knowing about the risks, I indulge into these forbidden pleasures as much as occasions arise. Closely guarded secret. She's a deviant. Says a predictilation of socially unacceptable acts, which, as a reminder, it's shunned in Manicheanism. Along with their strange goods, merchants bring tall tales from distant lands, unverifiable, full of wonder. A group of peddlers brought Venkash objects said to come from the faraway court of the great ruler, Munich Gahad of Corsica. Und Sardinian. Or Sardinian, no less. Khotan, the leading trader at Gunsite. This unique weapon could be yours for the special price, of course, great duty, Iduqutum. Like they are indeed. I'd like to Tarim Basin for guidance. I cannot recommend this work to my age. The hammer dancer, wistful, nods at me stupidly. A battle axe. I say, ha, Courtiers. What tribe? Out of you. I already got my own personal weapon, even though it's basic. It belongs to the Nagus. In other words, Abyssinian. Also, I am reminded. Oh, really? How much gold do you have? Enough. That's how much. Because the current head of faith from Manichean realms, well, he does make quite a bit of gold. As we are slowly expanding the faith. And don't forget, you do have a few Chinese vassals that are feudal that profess to the Manichean faith these days, so there's that. And I got lots of money, so I'm willing. I'm gonna need that money. Not only to pay off the loan, but also I'm reminded of something else unrelated. I consider your plight and decide to grant your request. May these funds help you spread the true faith in your lands. Well, he does have long in this world, so I will use this wealth wisely. One wants to go to Rajasthan, the other goes to Africa. I wish I could afford all that. Look at these things. They need to be repaired. One is 63 gold, and the other also 63. Now we're back to square one nearly. This is not that big of a deal. I just wanted to keep these around because these mean a lot to us. And don't ask them for money again. You're not good at anything. Actually, damn it. Were you at least good at any other skill? Damn, you're a better marshal. Why are you Chancellor? Switch over. Where's VIET? Yeah, swap it. Much better. You're not a powerful vassal anymore. But unfortunately, you would screw things up. Your stewardship's slightly manageable. Okay, swap over again. And then get rid of you for her. There we go. Much better. The leaders of the local Middle Eastern community have presented me with the most spectacular gift of dualist religious objects, such as statues inlaid with precious gems, colorful paintings, and other similar items. Though not everyone in our community necessarily shares the same beliefs, the people of many faiths lived with one another along the Silk Road for centuries, sometimes peacefully, sometimes warring against each other. So it is unsurprising these notables know exactly what kind of religious artifacts to present to me. Most welcome gift. 50 piety. Thank you very much. Again, my aim is 200 gold, repay the loan, and then we'll go to war for Khotan. Fair enough. No longer a court chronicler. I just only give you these positions to help me out with. Independence. Obviously these nomads are threatening independence, but you're the ringleader in all this. Hopefully I could try to sway you in a couple days' time. And after I get done swaying you, I'll find a way to make a gift for you. Unless you want me to lower your taxes. Archbishop Karachek burst the throne late at night to Tarim Basin. Manicheans, I have terrible news regarding Uyghur boils. Blasphemers and heretics are crying that the world is coming to an end. Claim that the Uyghur boils was sent to us by the Father of Greatness to mark the beginning of the second coming. That gospel is doing little but stir panic and suicide in the local population. How we may thwart this hysteria? Ugh. Send your best theologians to debate them, or just... By infected county, you mean these areas? I think they're going to be alright. Just say, root them out! It found its way to spread. So it finally got a move on. It was just sitting out in the middle of the desert until it finally found its routes. Not swayed. Damn it! He's a powerful contributor. Would it be easy to sway you? No, not easier. There's no pleasing them. What about swaying you? Would it be easier? Okay, much easier. Still a number of days till I tell him to drop that faction. Today I'm observing at Tabaco as he trains some of his new recruits. Others kind of resemble a disorganized mob more than an army. Look on as he struggles to gain control of the situation, it's clearly pushed to his limits. While it's never easy to train new soldiers, he seriously needs to do better than this. Teach him what I know about command. Just needed a lifestyle experience for this. As I tap on his shoulder, he throws his hands up. It's not my fault, Sati. These idiotic peasants don't know the right hand from the left. How can anyone be persuaded to turn this rabble to an army? I'm disappointed in Cole, so he's not going to leave the Independence faction anytime soon, and he just had a much lowered opinion of me because of distance. Yeah, he's hopeless. hopeless, I tell you. Only he could be persuaded. And I'm tempted to use this, but this usually works to get him out of this faction. I'm a bit contradictory on who to sway. My efforts to improve the relationship with the local Middle East community are bearing fruit. By listening to their concerns and working together to improve local conditions, they have in return to help me find ways to bring in resources from near and far for infrastructure projects. And their leaders are often ready to support me and to call any sign of discontent from their brethren. Together we will make this land better, stronger, and more prosperous. So minor infrastructure aid from across the Silk Road. That's good. Okay, we'll hold the court for once. I presented my vassals. Both influential clubs of Shanghai sometimes miss politics. Before they open their mouths, it's clear to disagree. Man steps forward. My lady, I've come here today, but if barrier to rights and publicly. Neither outsiders laugh at your generosity as they plot with your enemies. They try to establish as the great houses of the realm. Me, even Bilga, she agree with me, my liege. There is six that look at me expected along the entire court. Oh dear. I'll say there's... Like, what vassals are you? You're courtly. You're minority. I'll say there's much to gain by plurality. A middle-aged man steps forward with quiet dignity before bowing. Greetings, Your Majesty. I'm Zhang Xian, the Lord Servant. I come before you today to seek employment in your court. I'm an experienced fighter, having served the local lords and garrisons of Ragasutai, my homeland. It would be my honor to put my talents to a greater cause in the service of my Iduqutum and all Adanga. There are no vacancies at this time. But he does disappear. Okay. In a brief moment of silence, a bug observing a cup bearer pouring some drink before realizing concerns me. My lady, he says, giving him some precious time to finalize his thoughts for the day. Smiles and laughter are a great indicator of a lively court. Thus, I suggested for someone to make a great justice in attendance visit. My lady, if I may, Qocho speaks for himself. A justice will ruin sophisticated of his court and replaces a fine recruit and infantile humor. Okay, the distance thing went away. Perhaps I'll look into this some other time. It's Shavanak Vasudeva's the one you ought to worry about. Okay, we got the main guy out of that faction. We pleased him enough. 2 weeks to send an ultimatum. Crisis averted. For now. I've begun to recently take some rhubarb from Zazal, the vegetable known to help maintaining a good digestive system. Per the advice of some doctors who recommended it to me. Rhubarb was first grown in Zazal in the Hizri corridor. The rhubarb there is, from there is still considered some of the highest quality in the world. As such, merchants traversing the Silk Road often sell to local markets. A very good thing. Small health boost. It's still spreading. It's been there for 3 years, and yet it still persists. It's even spread to the areas that you wouldn't normally suspect. Oh, it's coming. It's made it to Ashi. Soon it'll reach Tucson. Then there's Qocho. The risk of infection is definitely increasing. The Uyghur boils, which was isolated in the desert, and now, after all these years, it finally spread. It even made it to Donghuang, or Dokkan, as the Uyghur calls it. It's spreading. The latest the work of icons, beg God has become the all the rage of the Courtiers. If he steals his memory and what we leave behind, he made that is publicly dedicated to me. No memoriam of the Iduqutum. What woman does not hope not to rest when tired, no matter her wealth and treasure acquired, and when their final hours nears, hopes that they bring their name to Drake's chairs. So far I kept my thoughts to myself, but the buzz grown too dramatic to know for much longer. I'll say it's truly heartfelt. I'll be nice to him. %12 chance that it'll spread to Tucson. Oh, it's spread to Tucson. And it will reach Bezeklik, and Qocho will be at risk. Never had a disease in this part of the world ever spread something like that. And measles is nothing to mess with. It does not decrease your martial, but it will certainly decrease your prowess. And my modifier with this thing is going to expire in a few months. We don't have a couple of months, but it'll get there by then. So watch Bezeklik. Okay. Can't be doing that. Again, it started there. It started there in this isolated part of the desert. But now it's come to here. Spread it to Tucson, and now it's coming to there. If it does spread into one more barony, we're entering seclusion and shutting the gates. Slide, don't do anything. Grand wedding and actually that diseased place? Are you mad? You are absolutely mad. You're having a grand wedding while there's measles. The wedding's going to be cancelled. And you're letting people, who knows how many guests you have over there, to come to you. In modern terms, this is a super spreader event that you're creating. What is the matter with you? We kind of brushed it off, and I didn't think that it would finally spread out. Made it all the way down to there. Well, but we fear that it'll continue to spread up north. Yes, thank you. Oh, no, 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 no. Dirty it. Shut the gates. Shut the front door. Isolate the capital. With the plague looming over our capital, there's only one possible measure to remedy it. Reinforce the walls, close the gates, and throw out the keys. Increase the plague resistance of the capital. Lose legitimacy for this, and we'll be losing control for this. And now, we must enter seclusion. A great and deadly plague's on the horizon, though many will die. I cannot allow myself or my loved ones to be counted among the dead. We must retreat to the outskirts of the capital's seclusion, safe from the miasma of the plague and disease. So this will reduce the chance of affection for me. Diplomacy will be lowered, prestige goes down, so its legitimacy. The vassals will not like me for this. Carried far away from the stink of the capital's heart at late at night, my family may remain distant from the people of the realm until such time as it is right to emerge. Communication will be limited, and my throne will feel empty. To remain safe from the death and decay beyond our four modest walls. Lock the door. Can't do this. Now it's certain it will come to Qocho, because I inadvertently made it more vulnerable. Vulnerable to plague. It's gonna definitely cause development to go down quite a bit. And that disease has been around for 4 years and there's no end to the sign of it. See, all the more reasons why we gotta move our new capital to Khotan. And in the meantime, repay that loan. Pay my debt. So when the signs of the disease is starting to go away, it was a joy that I noticed Mayor Bokota Tapan is showing significant initiative to increase my prestige by spending his own resources to further my position. Certainly a commendable attitude. Proper behavior on part of Bokota. This is happening because Bokota has at least a -9 opinion about your character. If the opinion is negative, the chance of getting a favorable event is reduced. It's 49. If the opinion is negative, the chance of getting this favorable event reduced. Your minor vassal who sped Skull to perform his actions is only eligible if it does so with very significant fortune. So, 140 prestige. Thank you very much. That'll get us closer to illustrious, which we need that for the decision to form the Uyghur Khanate, the new Uyghur Khanate. Alright, disease in Dunhuang is starting to go away now. Caused 25 characters, known, named characters that have been died from this disease. A hunt. Like an actual hunt, not for, nomads. Well, as long as it gets me away from that disease as it goes away with time, yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there. I'm coming. Better to leave this place, huh? For increased piety. And venerate the local shrines a bit. so I'll spend little. Plus, I do have a very good prize, so I guess a little bit of hunting will do. Let's go. Get me out of this diseased land. Toxin's infection is starting to go away now. Now, what about in legacy of Qocho, Japan? Under the starlit sky of VIET, the campers treat to unexpected performance. My Bagatoto surprises everyone with soulful melody. His voice echoed with the praise of my courtier Mahadevi. Mahadevi listens intently, visibly flustered as the song ends. Sigh acknowledgement passes between them. Don't the world should hear you play and sing. And make amends, you two. Who's at least my entourage? The master of the hunt. Ah, come on. We need you for the hunt. You could muck it up for this. Snowbound. Alright. And night is thick with the scent of sweat and stale wine. I meandered through the local town at night. To what end I'm not yet sure. As I make my way down a narrow and well-trodden street, a voice calls out. It sounds inviting, yet worn and practiced. A woman steps forward, cloaked in dim torchlight. Her gaze is steady, her smile neither coy nor desperate. Rather the look of a tired woman who has seen countless travelers and carries no illusions. I can offer you warmth, milady, for a price if you're feeling the weight of the road, she murmurs. Lay with her, but we're both heterosexual, so I guess that text is incorrect. I think it's meant for a male ruler rather than a female ruler like myself. And I'm not spending the money just to lay with her. The money's going elsewhere. For war. So I'll say no thank you. What great misfortune. We're riding on the road in Suge when his horse collapsed beneath his legs, dropping dead. Curses upon curses! Oh, goodness. So we all gather around the horse's corpse, wondering what to do with it. This horse been showing signs of exhaustion for a few days now, but it didn't seem that bad. Now we know better. Thankfully there's a town not too far away. I could get a new horse from it on there, or give him one of the donkeys carrying supplies and redistribute the loads around a bit if I'm pressed for time. He can ride a spare donkey. Sorry. Money's going elsewhere. Let's focus on the hunt. Especially my modifier expired, that I am no longer invested. As we wait for the arrival of the guest, Countess Sybil started preparations. Her gatekeepers check the highlands each day for signs of quarry, while building a camp closer to the hunting grounds. I checked my gear and horse many times. It won't be long now. Of course, the Uyghur culture does not allow women to be cabins, so you can't slay the beast. But women are allowed to do falconry, but a regular old hunt, well, you can't have that option other than, well, it's just it'll be more difficult. But nevertheless, she assembles the party as the sun rises over the camp near Jingu. The local gamekeepers have scouted the vicinity for recent tracks and fumes. It's clear a stout boar in the area. Dangerous but worthy game. Ultimately, the countess decided that she wanted to hunt a boar today. Whew, dangerous but impressive. If we were to bring it down, though doubtful. Especially that we don't have a master hunt with us, because he left during an argument. My party and I stalked the cots. Eyes peeled for any sign of a boar. On the canopy above, A soft twittering spills forth, growing louder as they advance. It's a nestling screeching its mother. An agile Hudson brings down a fluffy ass, an unfledged raptor chick from the oak. What luck! Only young birds caught in the wild can be properly trained to hunt. Put it back. 75 prestige. Do it for the prestige. I created Siudes, his first spot of sharper tusk. The boar is hard to distinguish, but there's no doubt it's there, observing us through the dense trees. Sybil takes off the beast, trying to come. It's getting away. So she'll attempt to corner the boar with a spear, which that method is more perilous. The exhausted panic animals turn to bay, struggling to stand, squealing in panic. Sybil hefts her spear and cautiously moves towards the exhausted animal. As Sybil plunges her blade into it, the beast catches her with a strike. She's pulled away as it squeals its death throes. Quick, she needs help. She got severely injured for this. Well, this old Kyrgyz woman here is... She's a respected expert, diligent training, war horse, organized for war, hunter. She's done some hunting before. Stalwart leadership refocused warriors by merit tradition among the Kyrgyz. But she's getting old, and now she just had a... Now she became severely injured. Don't, let's be fair. She's drunk. And I gained 93 prestige to help her out. Everything that could go wrong seemed to do so. But there are still lines beyond. We return home from the boar's hunt in glory. So she gained the hunter, and so do I. And she got the boar tusk. So there you go. Keep it up and you might get better at it. I should hunt often, even though you gotta have the money for it. And two, lots of, not just money, but time. Time. What's going on in Qocho? Disease is fading away. Let's just hope that Qocho doesn't get infected by the time I return. But I'll definitely be ready for war. We'll find him. Not to take over his guide. Competent guide. And, she's my official physician, and she herself is sick. Let her rest. I don't want to risk her getting pneumonia and then die. I would hate to lose a rather competent physician for this. As I pass through a small town of my travels, I am accosted by a foul-smelling man. He stumbles forth and nearly falls onto a member of my entourage. As he approaches, his breath reeks of alcohol and has clearly had a few too many cups of mead. Could you spare some change, my lady? Things have been hard up lately, I could really use a pint. After he uses the last of his silverware in his bag, he falls over on the ground and pisses himself. It's clearly a sad state of affairs, but it's hardly my problem, is it? You got any talent? Oh yes, you do. Even though you're a bit of a drunk, but perhaps we can make something out of you yet. Can make the money back soon. Don't let your guard down. The Uyghur boils here isn't gone yet. Okay, it's all going away now. We're good. Prepare for war. We'll end the capital isolation and everything. It's all gone. I can ask him for another gold. Ah, this is the new one. But I do have 2 zealot vassals. Well, who are they? Let me sort it out. Who are these 2 zealots? Bana and actually, these are subjects. These are tributaries. Yeah. I'm not talking about that. Yeah, you're a zealot. Okay, these are fine. Okay. It's okay. Let's do it. Those 2 zealot vassals of mine will disapprove of me for a while, even though they won't do anything about it. Just give me more gold, and then I will use that money to finance our war. That's to come. In case we need mercenaries and such. I want you to put up a rally here in Naraba. Praise the great builder. Here comes the tax fund. Now, let's see. Should be alright. Did want you to search for rare artifacts, but well, guess what? Very competent, legendary. Okay, how much? Ah! That much? Come on. You there. You're going. You are going out there to find whatever you find that it is out there. We just needed enough money to finance this war, then we're gonna go to there, and to there, and then there. They only have 1 ally, and that's way over there. And it's in the middle of a defensive war, so the timing couldn't be more better. So we have excellent timing. Time's on our side this time. And if I want to, I could just take the whole damn kingdom. Even though we would leave them isolated. I mean, conquering them all while getting the while creating the title itself would be a boon, but of course it's going to cost you a lot to create that. But remember, you don't have to necessarily create the title. You just, well, you do, because you need to hold the title and at the same time completely control Khotan. I also control Tuva. which Tuva is up there, which they pay tribute to us. So you could say, yeah, I guess. But that's part of one of these must be true decision. Jangar or Khotan or Tuva, they have to be Manichean. They also have to be illustrious. So we do need to hold one more title, and that's going to be Khotan. I can't usurp it, because to usurp that title, you cannot confer a title someone who considers fate to be hostile or worse. In this case, they're Mahayana Buddhist. So it would be wise to, just conquer them all. Just use that kingdom-sized holy war thing. And then we rest a bit, and then we'll take Vanna. Because we'll make that land Manichean instead of Buddhist. Let's do it. I have no allies, which is fine by me. I don't need one. It's a big one. Can only use it once per lifetime, and I will use it here because I'd rather be known as the greatest of the Khans once this is accomplished, and especially when we move our capital to Vanna and enjoy the profits. The time has come for me to depart on my adventure in my Iduqutum. My beneficiary Togo bells, as well as the game while way down by Hervax. Before I leave, please tell me, is there anything specific you want me to keep an eye peeled during my journey? A tapestry artwork that makes me wish that I was there. Give me it. You know, somewhere to put it behind my throne. We are waiting for the men-at-arms to be deployed, and then we'll move. Let's go. Stop gathering, and let's get moving. Assume that the enemy force we're up against are a weaker force, since they're a much reduced kingdom these days. So we'll be heading to Cherchen. Do we have a siege engineer, siege master? Yes, Togru. There are a couple of others too, so you got plenty to choose from. You're going to be fine. I receive a missive from my adventurer with words about so I could see him in the theater of my mind. Amidst my fatiguing in the desert heat, I've discovered some pristine waters, the very sight of which compelled me to remove all my clothing rather than take it as an offense. My guide chuckled in a quiet understanding and began to sketch my form on the page. Our fellow travelers on the tour wage palm leaves to cool me down as an act of fan service. We spent many happy hours splashing around in the next village. I hired a weaver to capture this moment of paradise. Now I send you a memory with this courier. A nude tapestry. Traction opinion only 8. You know what? The whole court must know it is exotic pastime. Okay. The traction opinion goes up. I think it may have some use of it. Temporary, of course, because look, I know it doesn't look like that in actuality, but It says here that a new depiction of Togo at a beach oasis, fanning himself with relief and glistening crystal droplets. I could have this destroyed and take the gold. That's just a case of emergency. But a small amount of attraction opinion towards me by heterosexual male vassals will be useful. As to prevent factionalism. Oh, wait a minute, you're asexual. Okay. In this case, like the captain here, near tapestry, opinion goes up. Attraction opinion. See? It works. No sign of enemy forces yet. It takes about 9 months, but we could do better. Even though I do have a high marshal to get things going, but I'd rather have this. Togo, get up here. While I'll be at court while you work on this siege event to get it done faster. Yeah, that's him back there. That's him. Okay, no need for that. Now, I've got to. Well, you're just a landless adventurer. He's have swords for hire. Though he does have a high opinion of me. Hey, I'm wondering. You guys here. How much would it pay to hire you? Because you got horse archers. Although, 100 of them. Yeah. You know, you're infirm and you've done some marauding in your day. Hey. Siege weapons. How much? 40. You know what? Give me them. This is Captain Iptico of the Hat of Iji. Another adventure of swords for hire. Female mercenaries, which she's 18. She's done some banditry. She's disloyal and she's dull-minded. Was a former nomad, but now a landless. You know what? Give me that. We need those weapons. We'll have to pay more gold based on her contribution at the end of each war. Hire her, please. Commanded by me. Okay. Special mercenaries. You're located way over there. Is traveling. Is commanded by me. It's like, yes, you're all the way over there, but maybe perhaps I could have brought someone closer. In fact, hardly anyone else has that other than you. Like, there's them. Thunderous Boars, they're located a bit closer. Ah, had I known. Had I known of where you were located. One second. Raise all men at arms here. Not like that. I'm talking about, you know, the ones they're supposed to bring over here. Treat necessary. Like having you around. Though I may take command again. My jaunt through India marches on. I'm near blinded by all the gems of the courts I visit to have show for me. Have to show me. I find myself yearning for the filth of the open road. I've sent a courier with a particularly tasteless gift I was given. A tiger's head ornament on a ring, with jewels for your eyes. Have you seen something so garish? I really like it. It's his loss. Jewel encrusted and in far too many colors, you are likely able to blind your courtiers with an impressive sense of fashion. Send Iduqutum Sati by Togo during his adventures. A gaudy tiger ring. 4 days slower for the enemy hostile scheme phase. I'll put it on. Interesting. It's part of the war now, so I guess that means it's independent of its command. Yeah, independent of its command. Never mind. Had I known you were going to be that far away. Maybe one day I could tell her to... Well, I mean, it's up to her where she travels. I mean, I would love for her to travel in my lands. So I could say, hey, can I hire you more times than I could count? Perhaps I'll land you one day, somewhere. And I would love to have your men-at-arms. Organized march. Faster army movement speed, faster travel speed. Nevertheless. I guess you could stop that, disband that army right now. Didn't realize that doing it is actually independent. I mean, you should have known, because I did a landless adventure playthrough once back in Sicily. There's the enemy army, though it's on the other side. To the brave Iduqutum Sati, your round wit is like a glittering ocean. Oh, I wish to have you close that I may know the depths of your love. You and I together is what makes the sun move in the sky. These lines are a bleak reflection of my feelings for you. I'll do anything to prove my loyal affections. You flatter me, Lord. I sit idly at court one day when I see one of my young servants staring across the hall at one of my maids for far too long. She notices and looks away, confused, and immediately jerks his head away, embarrassed, awkwardly avoiding her gaze. It's old news that he finds her attractive but hasn't worked up the courage to tell her. Meanwhile, though she's a smart girl who finds him agreeable, she's too absent-minded and oblivious to know any better. To be young again, how I miss it. That's what I'm only doing it just for prestige gain, even though. To be young again, you're 28. That's considered young. Come on, give me a starvation. In the Siberian regions, it is traditional for people to drink an herbal tea made from the fireweed plant. It's said to help strengthen one's constitution and body. Lately, I've been drinking quite a bit of this fireweed tea. Hopefully, this will be good for me. Medium boost for 5 years. Medium health boost. The fireweed plant has been traditionally used by Siberian peoples to make herbal tea that said to have many health benefits. Made a mistake. Fortunately, these guys don't have siege weapons either, and it'll take them a long time before Kashgar falls. Or there's plenty of time for us. Especially when we take its capital. But the Maharaja over there is leading the charge. A funeral the next day. I step out of my tent and rub my eyes. The siege camp sprawls up before me. A jumble of tents, shelters, and stalls arranged higgledy-piggledy under a weeping sky. Flags flutter above the throng. Worried long-haired commanders sit at tables, trading gossip and tall tales. Conferring in private. Their urgent whispers drifting on the breeze. My low retainer approaches the force siege center. I gather my bodyguards head to the entrance of the camp. The Dama of Chechen stands for me. A charnel house. In the fields between the dead and dying cover the field. Broken regiments of warriors and crawling lines of upstanding fighters huddling beneath makeshift shelters. The cries of the injured mingle with the screams of the dying. Bodies litter the scorched village, flesh torn from bone by swords or trampled, solidifying in the muddy streets. Black-veiled women wail in the streets. My men look in my direction. Since, unlike past rulers, which they tend to loot, as I'm just, spare 'em. Each land we take will be spared. We're a bit undersupplied. My lady, a message from your adventurer Toku. So it says, hand me a scroll. My search has led me to the jungle of Tribandapura. They're notoriously wolf-infested. I have a good reason to think that my goal is near. Expect my return soon. Signed, Toguro. The scroll reads. He is surely ambitious to choose such a risky path. He's cautious. They'll take a long road round. He's an old man, you know. He doesn't have the skills to fight back against wolves or any of that. Just fill your supplies. You move up to Keria. Oh no. Got the bloody flux and he's gonna die for it. Caught the scheme owner for feeding me false military information, and you're confused about your plan. I'll overcome this. No, Toguro. Can't believe I wasted my money on you. Alright, move up. It's a long way anyway. I'll get him moving along. He's recovered from the bloody flux. Lucky you. And hello. It's interesting we are making great fortune out of this. I could spend all the gold to send you to Africa. And you're pretty good all around. You know what? Go ahead. I'm willing to gamble for all of it. Whatever loot we can get, it's gonna come from these places. Okay, that place is no loot, but the capital certainly is. They'll take some attrition damage with time, before we'll finally engage them in combat. As a consequence of the current state, the around the world too. I passed a long time around all types of different martial characters, and most of all, my martial. And this time I may be able by choose so to experience the intricacies of warfare planning, and thus the possibility to increase my martial skill. The question remains that is focused on this area will not bring a penalty in other areas as well. Depending on your traits and luck, the expertise you gain from mingling with the military world and warfare conditions might make you suffer in other skills. For you to avoid this undesirable outcome, the chances go up by being calm, patient, diligent, shrewd, quick, intelligent, genius, having a military education, having a military arms. Well, I'm quick, I have an education, and I have the martial style, so let's immerse in the martial world and increase by 1. By delving into the military ranks of your realm in order to better plan the warfare condition you're currently in, your sound ideas, suggestions, and orders are deemed worthy, good and reasonable by everyone, bringing prestige on you. More so, while the warfare side of the ruin keeps you busy, you manage not to forget all the other sides of running around, thus avoiding focus too much on the marshalling of your personality at the cost of some area of knowledge. Good! Tiny bit of prestige, but we're well on our way. You'll get there first. Time has come for you to depart on my adventure, my Iduqutum. Master of the horse-spawn act bows as well, or can be rained down by heavy legs. Before I leave, please tell me, is there anything specific you want me to keep an eye peeled during my journey? I want to possess something truly unique, because you said you're a legendary skill with that, so find me something truly unique. Very well. I was hoping a gift of gold, but it'll do. Yes, my predecessor, at least some count, decided to apply harsh laws to keep people in order in the Dread High. It's now my time to review the policy set up half my own decision. It's over in Jim Sa, which Jim saw over there recently. But once I take Khotan, this is it's gonna be Jim Sa and Besharag I'm willing to give way. Harsh rule is there, but not here, so revoke it. There's no reason for that. He'll be fine. Get to work. 4 levels the same as the other. Same size of garrison as well. Well, my aunt has passed, and I'm the last living member of this dynasty, thus creating a bottleneck for this, which I'll have it soon resolved once this war's over. I will get married after the war. No longer my seneschal. Murdered. It's gonna be a little slower now. But it's up to 90, so it's fine. They can have Kashgar. We'll be taking this and the capital of Don Oilik once we get over there. 1 second. Gotta be at court. Unmet expectation. Myself, Edward and Karachik, my Archbishop. On top of my bubbling and acquiring Hippokel's breadth of expertise, or lack thereof, has been a growing subject of ribaldry. On reflection, our talents do leave quite a bit to be desired. Chief among our detractors is my Archbishop Karachek, who makes no effort to hide her contempt. Come, my late because but his obituary court had her confused understanding of relics and has been roundly mocked yet again. I am good at my job, aren't I? Let's talk here about your remuneration again. Court's position salary will be reduced for 10 years for... Will not like it, but... So... There. Put me back here. At least we're getting desertions, so that's good siege progress on the way. Are they having another war? Yeah, someone else wants it. It's Vamna. Wants Yarkand. White peace? No, no white peace. Disease outbreak. Siege progress. Rampant disease. There we go. Starvation. We're getting there. And we will take Don Oilik this year. I don't suppose you have much in the way of family. If we could capture your children, your heirs especially, we could definitely increase the war score a lot more. They took Kashgar from me. But I'm sure they'll probably have to fall back and try to take Yakan again. No, it's going to Terik Pass. Not that big of a deal. I step under my tent, siege camp spawns over for me. A jumble of hastily assembled wood and canvas shelters, yurts, teepees, lean-tos propped everywhere with sticks or rocks, clusters of decrepit wagons, carts jammed with food and necessities, soldiers rotating just around the perimeter, flags snapping, flail in the rain-drenched wind. The work is endless. There is a morass of mud and bodies. The air is foul and musty beneath the canopy of tarps that cover the tents. Sweet scent of horses and sweat and leather intermingled with the mixtures of blood and dried shit that kick our boots and cloaks. My low retainer approaches and four siege that I got my bodyguard said here to come. The Dama of Karia stands for me. A shambles, a burnt shell in the fields between. Empty carts dot the lanes, abandoned by panicked villagers. The stone houses stand dark and eluded. Windows shattered, phrase dangling like tattered bandages. Bodies and body parts litter the muddy streets. Black-veiled women scour among the scattered buildings, tossing supplies into a crude wagon. Spirit. You move up first. Don Oilik is just ahead. You head there, while the other stay here. Oh, come on, he's a good man. I'll say, I don't know. Actually, he'll be replaced, but he's going to be put back at the command. Just to stick it to him. Oh, well, that's fine, because we do have another man here. He's also an expert in siegecraft. I could scarce remember what my life's like before Maro declares offering. I'm flattered, but also overwhelmed by his attentions. I find myself longing for some peace and quiet. Yet I cannot help but worry. Will I be throwing away only prospect of true love? This cannot be right, can it? He deserves a kiss, at least for his devotion. Plus he's sick. Crash. Where am I? What's going on? I peered in the darkness, my eyes adjusting. The father of greatness. There's someone in my bedroom window. I scramble out of bed, reach for the dagger on the nightstand. The intruder grabs my arm, tugs, and I spin around, sick of the bleeding deep in his stomach. He looks at me and ends a long moment, but his lips move out of sound, then he falls to the ground. Sati, are you alright? By the window stands another than On Mara. Waiting and ready to defend me. I throw myself in his arms, holds me tight. We share one kiss. Sweet like honey. We will take the capital of Dandan Oilik, and this place soon fall. Music from Qocho is especially popular around the Tarim Basin. It has been for centuries. This evening, as I make my way to the streets, I come across a number of traveling musicians from the other parts of the Tarim Basin who are clearly skilled at playing songs from Qocho. The music is sublime, the dancers are covered in pleasing their movements. The whole rhymes here is lively. What good fun. And also a proud owner of Qocho, the overlord of it, rather than directly. They're taking the long way. That'll keep it busy. I received a message from my adventure with words and bells so I could see him in the theater of my mind. I am not in the desert. I am in a land of dreams. The difference between awakening and the sleep is gone. My guide tells me I hallucinate what I desire the most. A paradise, a pool of water glistening like diamonds, laced with treasures at its banks. Instead, Miley, all I see is you here with me, forever one sandbank ahead, begging me to keep going, and it breaks me to know that each step I take toward the march, as I step further away from the true you. I might consider your attention if you were to bring a grand prize. So the artifact produced through him might be of slightly higher quality. I mean, you are a nobleman. So perhaps we'll think about it together. So, close form an intimate relationship with Monek. We'll think about it. I mean, I have been thinking about marriage and family, but only when the war is over. We must take the capital, liberate Kashgar, defeat the enemy army. The situation you're in is unfortunate. Still, I offer you this gift so that you may travel this perilous time. I pray that the Father of Grace stays on your side. I'm on my knees, praising the Father of Greatness. He pays me 100. Thank you. I wasn't planning on asking for it, but thanks. In my morning briefing, my spy master brought to my attention the possibility of executing operations to frame Amir Nasser of Samanid, thus decreasing immensely his prestige, and most important to turn his vassals against him. While the plan proves to be expensive, the damage done might be a prelude to a more direct means of attack and will probably cause lots of problems to the Lord. In the knowledge, there are no certainties before the mission is attempted. I'm faced with the dilemma of sanctioning the operation or not. Better to avoid unnecessary risk, because that's extremely expensive. Also, there's you? On the way to Dandan, but it'll take another year for it to get here. Into the relevant area. My lady, Master Horse Bonek announces his arrival in a surprisingly loud voice. He proudly holds up a package securely wrapped in cloth. I returned from Africa with an artifact for my journey. I take the bulky bundle into my hands and loosen the corners before peeling layer after layer of fabric. Inside is an artifact unlike anything I've seen before. Bonek smiles bright. This is the collection of the sayings of the Buddha, bound in a fine palm leaf manuscript. What is the Dhamma Pada doing in Africa? So this is the collection of the sayings of the Buddha, bound in a fine palm leaf manuscript. After all, we Manicheans do revere the Buddha. So now he's a veteran adventurer, gains that trait. Priest who led a life of bravery and action as an adventurer, proving his worth for working his way up to from such humble beginnings. You are a good man. I'm naming you as one of the court artificers. It means someone who's proven themselves able to craft great things. While they mostly loll around in my court, there is hope for inspiration to strike once more. has a chance to become inspired again and send you off on some great adventure. So I can make you either create weapons and armor and go adventuring, or create books and tapestries, or create crowns and sculptures. But as you are a military man yourself, you should create weapons and armor go adventuring. Every year, he has a chance to gain a weapon or armor or adventure inspiration, preferring artifacts that I do not already have these. Using this drastically increases the inspiration. You are special to me now. I mean, I might marry you. I mean, look, you got money. And you've killed a man once in battle some years ago. You know what? Screw it. Alright, after all, you know, he was trying to form an intimate relationship with me. Maybe there is a chance for us yet. Time has come to let my feelings towards Bonek to be known. I want him to remember for the rest of his life. I'll sing a love ballad. I found the classic Uyghur love ballad which suits Bonek perfectly. I practiced it over and over. Everything must be perfect. I found Petal walking in the Qocho gardens, surrounded by his friends, with a heart beating like a hammer. I kneel before him and sing. Bonek's cheeks turbid to deep pomegranate red. He does not interrupt me. His companions look all pleased or jealous. Surely a good sign. You have a beautiful voice, my lady, he says before he hurries off. Sweats are quick to fall. I stand with shaky legs, watching the dispute between us, my heart beating harder than ever. You won't resist my charms for long. Meanwhile, my liege, the adventurer Togo sends word, Sarah exclaims one out loud. For 10 days and 10 nights, me and my party has been hiding. A bandit lord Begluk has set a blockade on the road to Mastro. What do you advise? Caution? Or should we fight them, trusting Tengu to keep us safe? Signed, Togru. Patri seems to be in quite a predicament. Keep laying low, they'll move on eventually. He's gonna get hurt. Trying to sneak up on the camp. Oh, aggravated wound, and he's infirm. He might die. Hey, if he dies, will I get refunded? Just wondering. 3 more months, and then we'll move in. They got their objective, Yakand. Monthly renown. This one gives out more court grandeur than the other, and more renown. Yeah, just like that. Damn it. Why do you keep replacing good men? And I don't want to make my vassals angry. Just because these, Lulu commander's ship. Bossa Div, you're in charge now. Just hurry up. The offensive war opinion is going up and up and up. Because we've been at it for too long. Oh, Luke's decided to join soon. And we're got down Donoilik. And we seized the Vijaya Dynasty banner. Step out of my tent to siege cast spells are forming. A haphazard clutter of soldiers, tents, horses, siege weapons, pennants and pennons of every color wave stiffly back and forth to persist to win. The work is endless. There is a morass of mud and bodies. The air is foul and musty beneath the canopy of tarps that cover the tents. The sweet scent of horses and sweat, and a letter intermingled with the mixtures of blood and dried shit that kick off boots and cloaks. My low retainer approaches his voice as he siege that. I got up my bodyguard to the edge camp. The Dhamma of Don Don Oilik stands for me. A charred graveyard. In the fields between many of my comrades lie dead. Their blood mingled that of their foes. The gates are open, most walls demolished, flanking towers breached. A pall of grey smoke hangs over the Dhamma of Don Don Oilik as do the black feathered ravens. Corpses litter the hill, too numerous to tally. Survivors huddled to the center of the village, surrounded by blackened carcasses of buildings and the weeping children. Imprison everyone you see, including the Maharani. This will win us the war and finally end it. You are too late to contribute anything, because I didn't realize how far you actually were. So now my legitimacy level will be increased to ordained. And due to the mercenary work, I have to pay you 40 gold for this. But the land is mine. But it's not over yet. Now we're in a defensive war. Because we took this part too, and it's currently occupied by the enemy. Which, Vamna is just around the corner. They have a lowered fort level, while similar fort level there, but the garrison is slightly weaker. They do have 1,000 men that I recall seeing over there. So your services are not required right now. But we're going to be on our way to them right now. You first. We'll follow you ahead. Just take their capital and their whole family, and we'll win the war. The war is over. We should settle our payments. Join the captain's roll of patrons. Or just pay her less, but gets a weak cook and did it on me. Or just don't pay. I'll pay it, just to be nice. There's a lot more loot over there. Look. Look at that loot from the Jade Mining Settlement. This is the reason why this is valuable to me. And the development is just as high as Qocho's. I'll remove myself from command for now. Until a threat of battle comes. You've gained inspiration. Ah, good. What is it? You want to make mail. How much do I have to pay you? Ah! Are you kidding me? What is the matter with you and your payments like that? I sometimes scream an exclamation of surprise when I see something like that. Move up. This should not take too long. At least it's what we're hoping. This thing's going to be destroyed anyway, and I have no means to place it on the wall somewhere. So, 42 gold. This makes the money back. Whoa, hold on there. Don't you know what you're holding? You're a vassal. You'll be the ones to rule these lands for me. Because I have no desire to hold them, but I do desire Vamna for myself one day. When we go on an offensive war against him. He's rather feeble, though. Oh, and also I would like for you to be Manichean. Bold. There they are. The Rudaka himself. At least the offensive war opinion will go down as this is now a defensive war. So, we'll deal with him soon. We can easily beat him in the battlefield. Good. We only have partial control of the enemy capital here. But there is plenty of time for all of us. XA. Don't worry, with time, the offensive war opinion will go away, then they'll start looking at me more highly. You're a big contributor to this. I cannot please this man, though his opinion will go away with time. And you desire Yarkand. Is that so? Because the current vassal, well, it belongs to him, so unlikely. Because that would make you a super powerful vassal that you'll be causing too much trouble. Allow me to give you these. That'll keep him quiet. All he needs to do is leave the faction, and then it'll be much weaker. And all these people that have been imprisoned, I'm sure will be oh dear. It could have peasant high or low, it does not matter. In the end, we're all mortal. As matter is when I woke coughing in the early morning hours, a dull ache pulling through my head and throat. My body's racked with shivers of weakness, my head leaking from radio overs. Heard that wheezing across the court, my lady. My physician looks out of my chair. Should you require no fair number, so right. Deal more is necessary. Lowered the hand of the buckets brought to my chambers. Pulled out again was a little fish springing between her rings. Open wide, she said, dropping my mouth. Sure, not the rich, chuckled. Back of my throat. What was in that fish turned up is just what I needed. For now, the worst of myself is alleviated and the world seemed a little brighter. That's the one that killed my father. We'll have this place, and there's going to be a lot of loot coming in. Kashgar's under siege again. A maze of saggy tents and ramshackle huts, lit by yellow fires of cook fires and green gold cast line lanterns. Piles of gear and discarded floods sound travel causing around. Wagons and animals, mules, donkeys, oxen, horses, and even a camel or two. Planets snap in the stiff breeze, cut timbers laid stagger like a wall outside of the tents. Lower town approaches before the siege comes in. I've got my bodyguards ready to enter camp. The Crusader of Bugawalik stands for me. The charred general heap of rubble and bodies. Between here and there, my comrades lie dead on the ground, covered in blood and dirt and shards of wood. Unburied bodies are heaped in a gruesome mass grave. Row upon row of arrow-pierced shields mark the outlines of hasty ramparts. Shocked survivors stumble about. They speak in shocked whispers of the devil's horde or of the demon's approach. Spare it. Move up. Vamna's just around the corner here. How much do you need to send you a gift? Oh, come the on. Okay, 100 will do. That'll get you out of that faction. As do you. You're one of the Bagatus now. Infirm, I see. One day I received word from messengers of the spies that Diribule Gorandut of Kagete is denigrating the name out of the envious for significant prestige I have. Seems wants to bolster prestige of my huge success of ridiculing me at every opportunity. After some time faced with the possibility of a huge prestige loss if I don't answer, I'm not faced with a dilemma. Engage her by offending her own capabilities. Offend and turn the exchange into a mud contest where both of you lose little, may also win a rival. Something that could be dangerous to your life at Dark Ages. Lose less prestige. Let me see. Screw it. 50% chance that we become rivals. Move up. Help them out. They do have siege weapons. Endless clash of metal on metal, chafing your armor to sting of sweat. It is a dance as familiar as it is exhausting. To have my sword, attack, dodge, defend, and repeat, it would do me good to practice my skills with another weapon. Me and my trusted sword will not part, further increasing my prowess. When Bonac suggested a hunt, I did not hesitate to organize one. I would do anything for a mere glimpse of my beloved. After stalking through the underbrush, my page at my heel and my hound just ahead. It seems as if I found a trail. Son of my concentrate shouted by a man's scream. I'm coming for you, my love. What, it must have been a minute, but it felt like an hour. I reached a clearing. Bonac is on the ground before me, disheveled and weaponless. Opposite him, just about to strike, stands a huge stag. My arrow strikes true and the beast falls to the ground. For a moment all Bonac can do is stand. Then he stumbles towards and throws himself on my arms. I need you, my love, right here, right now. I'll lay with him as he becomes my soulmate. And I decide to declare him to be my spouse. I will take the prestige hit for marrying an unlanded character who's done some fair share of adventuring. So. Oh, Iduqutum, Bonac, my beloved. Wait a minute. You idiot. Excuse me, this is a, divorce. Sorry, my mistake, little mistake, sorry, can we try that again? Matrilineally? And you take another prestige hit for this. That was a bit of a minor mistake. And we're not soulmates anymore, right? That's alright. Okay, you can't do that until a few months when you do that again. Well, that was foolish of me. You took a big loss of prestige for that. But you'll probably get some back when you win this, and there's plenty of wealth that's going to be coming back to you. All we need to do is just take their capital, then engage the enemy and liberate the objective. Honest mistake. And you don't need to be of that position anymore. A traveler claimed to be employed under my Bagato Togros brought before me, carrying a message from the adventure. Fear not, my lady, for Togros in good health. I bring you news of the possibility to fund an even greater adventure. You see, he took a wrong turn and somewhere now near not good. This traveler companion unfurls dirty map to show where it ended up. He has enough funds to make it to Rajasthan as planned, but suggested some additional funding could chase up a local room to bring home a great artifact. Alright, fine. Invest. Life's an adventure. Explore that area for artifacts. Plus, there's a lot of loot at Khotan. Within my marriage to Iduqutum, the Rome expects to throw a suitably extravagant wedding celebration. It is well within my right to collect the roll aid duty as part of this, so I consider it tasteless to levy an extra tax during this time of jubilation. Of course I will collect it. Who'll face her own wedding? God, hurry up. We need to liberate Yarkand, but the problem with that is it's a higher fort level. Streets take longer. I'd rather engage the enemy. Can ransom for more money to keep us going. I was about to say, in regards to the disease, but I'm good now. Ready for combat. We can't win the war unless we liberate Yarkand. And we haven't gotten this yet. Mm-hmm. Now we're getting somewhere. They're about to take Kashgar. What, will they turn back and engage us here? My pious Archbishop recently to share the plans of religious peers across the world regarding the improvement of our holy sites. As it stands, every ruler of our faith is set to contribute an amount of gold to finance the construction of more imposing structures. The question is, how shall I proceed? Well, we're about to grab some pretty good loot here. So, fine. Provide the requested gold, because prestige is always needed. And then, the war reparations, don't forget about that. They're going to be heading to whatever's next. It's fort level 4, so that will take its time. Oh, I'd hate to lose Yarkand for this. Because we have to engage him now. A haphazard collection of wagons tends to dwindling fires, pennants snapping in the wind in places held by crooked tree limbs. People bustled about, loading mules and checking supplies. A thin column of smoke climbs above the camp. The smell of cooking fires fills the air. Exaravana stands for me, a blackened skeleton, a blazing womb ready to give birth to chaos. In the fields between corpses rot in the grass, and vultures wheel and screech. His body's layer, glassy-eyed shock. Black veiled women and wail in the streets. Imprison them all. So we got your important family members. We have your heir. That's it. No more dilly-dallying. We gotta be there in 5 months. Engage the enemy. Defeat him in battle. Liberate Yarkand. Because that's the war target. And it's gonna keep going their way unless we take it back. Because it's gonna keep going up. Disloyal commander. So there's rumors spreading about they plotted to betray me. We have to take him off command. We may think about that. We do have one ally, but that's way over there. But I haven't seen them yet. Plus they're busy with other conflicts. That's the reason why we haven't seen them yet. We'll be there. And we're taking casualties each time we move over. But we'll win decisively here. Ah, nomads. It's definitely a problem. I'll postpone this because I plan on giving this land away. And now I'm pregnant. Pregnant at the age of 31. Wait for it. Come to me. Because you have the other men at arms that we need, so we need to come in together as one army. Plus buys us time with the small amount of casualties the enemy army takes due to attrition during the siege. All together now. I'm sitting around a map table with Sultan and Tulun, discussing our strategy for the ongoing war. Sultan begs fists on the table and loud crazy should charge the enemy directly and crush them with the sheer might of our armies, while Toad sits back and patiently advocates for us to secure critical locations and wait for the enemy to come to us instead. It is my right to decide the ultimate course of action. I know how we can employ both strategies, so enemy fatal casualties against them and attack advantage up for us, and at the same time improve defense, since this is going to be a defensive battle we're heading into. So defender advantage +5, control territory defender advantage +2, and as well as giving more enemy fatal casualties against them. We'll crush them, and maybe with luck we'll capture him. So, in this phase, the advantage goes to me. We're mauling them. As the battle rages on, I find myself in the midst of a small pocket of close quarters combat. With the help of my men, we smashed the opposition with ease, but the focus of the attention was on me, who managed to put on a particularly impressive display whilst fighting the unrelenting enemies. As I take a second to catch my breath after the attack, I notice some of my soldiers watch on with admiration for my impressive fighting display. Are you not entertained? 50 prestige. Soldiers are impressed. Timely favor. Led Sultan a hand in their time during the fight. He hasn't forgotten that. And we captured one of the Bagalaga, which is one of their fighters. So, we need to liberate Yarkand at all costs. We will take casualties along the way, but I can travel fast. And then, once we arrive at Yarkand, besiege it, liberate it, war's over. Should be swaying you. Because we're getting awfully close towards an ultimatum. "5 months pregnant. This is no time to be ill." You're the heir, right? Don't. Don't. Once this war is over, this will end the episode. Take back Yarkand quickly as possible. So for level 4, that means it's going to take a little longer. Like approximately 14 months. But we could do better. I don't trust Vasudev. The man with no advantage, take it. Ugh. Child will be coming soon, and I just hope for a healthy child. Getting awfully close. My master of the hunt has always brought me a man who claims to sell trained hunting raptors. These are the finest birds. I raised them from the youngsters of myself. I will not let you down, Iduqutum. Swarm of hawks and falcons of various sizes sit calmly on the couch before me. Very good, but I'm not interested. Faithful Archbishop came to me suggested to help me learn more about stewardship. This means of expansion of my library, as my books at present don't cover the subject matter entirely. Dismiss the suggestion as much as I would like to learn about stewardship. Speaking of which, you don't got much of it. I kneel in our family's small prayer room, beseeching the Father of Greatness to protect my dearest husband Bonak from the perils of battle. I vividly recall his departure from the castle, riding proudly with a glittering shield and piercing lance, leading his troops with merry songs as if they were off to a tourney, not to war. How I longed to ride to this side, even though it's said to be no place for a woman. It is for me, too. I wept every hour of his absence and watched bitterly, day after day, for his return up the road that winds down below the walls. It is said nothing good can come from worrying too much about the future. Many advise that one should accept each day as a gift and avoid asking what will happen tomorrow. Trust in the Father of Greatness' mercy. Prayers help to alleviate my worries. My son and heir. Don't name a Pangtale. Kubasa will be your name. May you be a healthy child. And I'm healthy too. Just another year of this and this will be over. It's been a few weeks since I gave birth to my little Kubasar. Yet I'm still bound to bed. As days go by, much of my joy consumed with terrible weariness. Shouldn't my strength be returning by now? The grim smell of bubbling textures and masses salt my senses as I make my way through my precision Yastar's workroom. Select some auction as prepared. Time has come, my lady, and know several ways to treat your cold. Those several textures despise yours and yours alone. Says it will not be pleasant. Brought me a concoction made from buckthorn and senna. First I thought the potion effectual, but later the same day I felt churning my bowels which sent me running to the privy. As I howled in English, Yastar assured me that the founders expelled my peace. In the end, the class turned out to be just what I needed. I the worst of myself to leave it, and the world seemed a little brighter. Come on, faster. There's no better way. Well, they can occupy a bit of my territory, but it's taking the objective back is more important. Cause now I could go for another hunt. I mean, the enemy forces that we've defeated, you sure you can handle it? Do you have other good commanders? Him, yes. I think they can handle my absence. I could go for another hunt. I'm a bit ill, but hey, at least it helps you increase your skill in hunting. It would be a shame this cut out. Exposed. I'll keep it short and unprofessional. We're having time constraints, so I don't want to make this episode longer than it needs to be. Just take back Yarkand. We'll worry about all this later. They can liberate their capital. But the war's practically won by us. Are they not going to take that back? Just take Yarkand, that's more important. Liberate Yarkand. Because when it's at the other opposite direction, we'd win. Glad to be well. Ready for a hunt. Nomads disband. Just 4 more months. What took you so damn long? You were in Tibet. So take bulk to handle him. There's this, of course, inside his tapestry. Our post just weaves me a tale about his childhood companion who was a master tailor. The shared adventure inspired by chosen motifs on the tapestry. A large side tapestry of excellent craftsmanship. The cloth depicts serene scenes of everyday life in the fields throughout the year. Some folks sow the field, others plow, others reap the harvest. Magnificent. Nice. But we have other priorities now. Plenty of hunting, guess. So now we're going after antelope this time. Away from the others, I came across a cottage housing the most beautiful people I've laid my eyes on. He's invited me to stay and rest. Surprised by how much I have in common with such a self-pet. Must you return to the hunt so soon, Mike? I never met a woman like you before. That would be utterly inappropriate. I am a married woman. Just less than 2 months. We'll take it, then we'll engage the enemy again. Though it's just a mercenary band now, not the real army. I'm going after the same method. Spear. You're not going to tarnish my reputation. Ooh, dear. No, don't do that stuff yet. If I was going to be perverted, I'll only be perverted from my husband. Damn thing is gone. Empty-handed. Not much experience here, but I'll be sure to hold a hunt for myself in future for the prestige. Do that in the next episode. I cannot wait to start an offensive war against you once we're done with this. Because I know how to defeat you now. Yeah. Alright. On your way. Now it's gone the other way around. It's in our favor now. As long as they don't take Don Oilik. She died in her sleep. We'll likely win. Despite the fact they have a better commander, but they're just a small force. Just don't let them take Don Oilik. We're walking among the hills late in the day. The darkness comes suddenly, brought by the dark clouds above us, and there's a distant loud rumble of thunder. Soon there's another, combined with a dazzling flash of lightning, and another, bright illuminated area. Down there it's burning my eyes. I'm blank to see where the lightning has struck. Now this quickly expanding brush fire and it's spreading towards us. Put the fire out before it spreads to our 100% chance we'll successfully quell that fire. The real enemy army, led by Rudaka Yabasta, is forming. Alright, let me take command here. We'll travel fast and we'll get them. We'll be there before they take Don Oilik. Even though by that time the war score would already be at 100%. But I want to do this for the fame of victory of a small battle. No, you don't. You're gonna stand there and you're gonna take it. In a defensive battle. War scores 100%, but I want to beat him in this submission. You helped me to increase my legitimacy, even though it's already at the max. Victory. This is just for 71 fame and 33 devotion. Now, pay 97 gold in reparations to me in addition to getting 75 prestige and fame. And it took us 4 years for this. So, there you go. And there will come a day that I am willing to declare war against you for these lands. And then we'll have to fight one more war to take this. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, the episode here. And the next episode, we'll be back on the offensive after we recover a little. So, in other words, just have a rest for a good couple of months. Probably till next year. Next year, it's go time. Capture Varna and declare it to be the new capital. Both of these holdings will be mine. That I want personal control over. So, see you in the next episode. But until then, so long for now.